So this is my audience for this speech. Okay. My name is Andrew Pennison, and I will be giving you guys a persuasive speech on why history is important. So stop and think for a moment. What you just thought was a part of history. It may not be a part of a larger history, and it may not impact many people, but in and of itself, you made history. This sort of history is the type of history that's important. Not the history you may learn in class that looks at small little details such as specific dates and times that by the next year, you and probably everyone else in your class will have forgotten. Those aren't the things that make an impact when you learn history. The things you learn are the things within it, the small little stories that they can tell, the lessons you can learn from it. These lessons can be really huge lessons that span a numerous amount of issues to smaller ones that teach you little things in life that can help you in every day. So the biggest pictures can involve things such as during World War II. In World War II, the German people elected a nationalist and put their full faith into that leader. That leader then conducted one of the largest mass genocides in world history, killing over 17 million people, 6 million of who were Jewish. That sort of ethnic cleansing and that sort of genocide and mass murder has taught us that maybe we shouldn't be doing that sort of thing by putting all our faith behind that one person. Those sort of lessons are what we should be learning when we talk about those things. While those numbers may be huge and important, it's mainly what it tells us of what not to do in the future, so those numbers don't get any bigger or even exist at all anymore. Some other parts of history are a bit smaller. Every day we live life with laws. Those laws can be with the police when you have a certain speed limit. They've tested that to see which one may be the safest on such and such highways, or if it's safest on a gravel road. Then they implement those laws, and if it works, they've learned from that history and from those tests that it worked, and that they should keep it in place and enforce it other places. Other times, the law can be used on objects that we use every day. On a lot of toys, you'll see a choking hazard that tells you not to put that thing near your child's mouth, which should be common sense. But they have to put that there because chances are that actually did happen to one child. So it was a horrible experience that ended up saving many lives by putting that sort of label on those toys. So that sort of learning from history can create those laws that save us every day in life. Other times you can use them to look at yourself personally. When you were a child, probably 2, 3, hopefully not any later, you probably went outside and ate dirt or leaves and grass. At the time it seemed like a good idea, but afterwards you probably end up having a stomach ache. So now today, hopefully, when you're older, you no longer want to eat dirt and grass and leaves. So you've just learned from your own history what you should and should not be doing. Those sort of things, learning like that, can create a world that is better for both you and everyone around you. That is what history should be teaching us, and that is why it's important to look at history. It can be fun to look at little things in history, certain dates in time, looking back during Roman times to learn about them, or more recently during colonial eras, if you're interested in that. But overall, the majority of people don't care about that sort of thing. What people should be caring about, though, is the lessons you can learn from it. About the horrors that came from that colonialism with slavery and a lot of killings, again, of natives, and also from the Roman times against maybe not also putting, just like in World War II, not putting your faith behind one leader that encompasses such a large area. Those sorts of lessons are what's important, and they can help you, the world, and just about anything and everything become better in the end for it. Thanks.